All right, so I'm working on the E46 right now. I'm about to start working on it, and the thing that I'm going to fix right now is the soldering for these boards. So, my friend designed a new board. I probably already explained this in the video, but my friend designed a new board that we're going to be using instead of these. So he went onto a website, I don't know which one, and he designed the board. It's like you just get to pick where all the traces go and what like size holes there are and stuff, and then he labeled it. So what these are, if you don't know, these are coil drivers. So they have Mosfets on them. Oh, I'm not showing the right thing. That little black thing. So there's like a piece of wood and then the black thing underneath it. That's the Mosfet. Oh, right there on this one you can see it. That's a Mosfet, and what that does, and then it's got a heat sink on the back. And what that does is it drives the coils. I don't know exactly how they work. It's a little bit complicated, but at least for me, it's complicated. But basically, the ECU sends a signal to the board, and the board sends it to one side in the MOSFET, and then it that lets it send power through the other way to the coil. And then the coil goes back to ground. There's a ground, the ones in the middle are ground. And then it goes and grounds back to the head. And so basically, this that my friend designed is gonna be these three things. I think these were $50. I think it was $50 for one of them. I don't remember. It was kind of expensive for those. It wasn't very cheap for those. So my friend designed this. These were $5. He paid $5 and we got 5 of them. So I get 5 chances to try to do this. So yeah, and then also this will fit into my case, which let me go get the case. All right, so here's my case. This is a Diyautotune case that we got off of T Connectivity. That's where I've been getting all my Diyautotune wiring stuff. So these little pieces, here, let me go like this. So these pieces come out, and these are actually like plugs. They're little connectors. So you put all the wires in here, and then you plug it in like a regular plug, and then each one of those wires goes to one of these pins, and those pins go on the board. So you can see the thing. So you stick this on there, and they poke through the board, just like that. You gotta get it put on just right. There you go. You can see them all poking through right there. So, and then this slides perfectly. This board is made to fit the case perfectly, and it slides in, and then it'll be waterproof. And then I just plug my connector in, except for my harness. So this one, I think this one goes to the ECU, and this one goes to the grounds and the coils. And then there we go. Now I have a waterproof case for my thing, and now it won't, and the wires won't be out everywhere. They'll be up in the corner with the Megasquirt. So cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is gonna be really good. Okay, so I'm cutting these off. I cut this one off, and I think I have it under, I think I understand how this is going now. Basically, so I have to wire the coil packs up to the Megasquirt. So these are the Megasquirt wires. They go A, B, C, D, E, F for all 6 cylinders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's the coil pack wires, and they go these are the OEM wires. I never changed these. These are the stock wires. So on every E46, I'm sure every E46 is like this. I'm not 100% sure, but I would guess they did it the same on every one. Black and white goes to cylinder 1. Black and red goes to cylinder 2. Black and yellow goes to cylinder 3. And then on the back side, it's, which one is that? Black and blue goes to cylinder 4. Black and green goes to cylinder 5. And black and purple goes to cylinder 6. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's like them in order. And then the Megasquirt wires go A, B, C, D, E, F. And the Megasquirt fires the coils in order. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F. But the engine doesn't run in 1, 2, 3, 4. It runs in 1, 5, and then whatever the firing order is. So I just know it goes 1, 5 are the first two. So the first one that's fired is A, because that's coil pack 1. So 1 goes to A. But then the second one fired is not number 2, it's number 5. So number 5 goes to B, because B is the second one that's fired in the Megasquirt, because it fires on A, B, C, D. So you wire B up to coil pack 5, and then whatever the rest of the order is, you just follow them along there. I believe number 2 is actually E. It's the 5th, or it's the 4th one. Or the 5th one, I don't know. It's confusing, but yeah, I've got it written down, and I'll probably post a picture of that so it makes it easier to understand. So for my first, the test for this board, because he's never tested it before and he's never made a board before. So we're gonna make sure it works first before actually putting it in the case. Because the case and this connector are expensive. So if I ruin this and it doesn't even work, then we will have wasted this and I'll have to buy another one of those. So we're just gonna solder like the wires straight to the boards, and we're gonna reuse these Mosfets because I don't have any other ones right now and I need to order some. Or no, I think I did order them and they just haven't gotten here yet. So yeah, so I'm waiting on those, and I also don't have any of these resistors, so I ordered more of those. I ordered the correct resistor. Those are 1,000 ohm resistors, and we actually need 330 ohm resistors, which is what Megasquirt says on the website. So this is my setup. I've got just a stack of wires and then my little box here, and I got it so it's holding this flat in the vise, and I just put my aluminum vise jaws and I just gently clamped that in there. It hasn't been damaging them, I don't think. Let's see. No, it looks good. The ends look good. So yeah, so I just clamp it in there like that. I put this right up on it, and then I take the soldering iron and I go run it across this side, and I kind of run across this side, and then I grab this thing with the pliers and I pull it off. And then the same thing for the resistors. And just sticking it right on here. I set that to 650. I set it to 1,000 earlier because I was gonna try to just use that, and I slightly burnt this board on the end. So I turned it back down to 650, and it's been working just like this, and I'm able to get all of them out just like this. I don't even have to flip the piece around in the vise. I can just go across and get them all, so cool. All right, I got the board soldered up all the way. It was not too hard. It was pretty simple. I'm not like super good at soldering or anything. Like this was a daunting task for me. I wasn't excited to do this, but after starting it and doing it, it was like fun to do. And I figured it out. So I set up the heater, the blower. It's like a blow dryer basically on this thing. And I put this in the vise and I put it in like this. And oh, I'm gonna break something. I put it in like that so it would blow, and I put the nozzle right up against the pin, so whatever I was soldering, so like right up against these three. And sometimes like on these I put it right over touching the pin, and it would blow heat, and then I would take the soldering iron and just run it across the top and across the bottom and add solder while I was doing it, and it went great. And it because of the heat, like when I would do it without the heat, it would suck and it wasn't very good. So I tried it with the heater on there, and it helped like keep the board hot when I took the iron off of it, and it really helped it solder good. I think it did a good job. Not all of the pins are like fully through, like the solder, so you can see on that pin the solder didn't go all the way through, but it's on the back, so I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's gonna work either way. Yeah, so now I believe I actually have to trim these down. So when I stuck this in the case, when I put it into the case, those pieces, those long things are the tallest thing, and they're too tall. They hit the bottom of the case. The nut, if you can see those little plastic nuts that I have on there, those just barely they slide over the bottom of the case, and they just barely fit. So I need to cut the prongs down to the same height as the little nuts. But I'll do that later. I'm gonna put the wires in now. I'm gonna try to wire it all up. All right, I got it all wired up. So let's look at it like this. It goes A, B, C, or here, let me point out my finger. A, B, C, D, E, F. And then it goes the firing order, which is like white, and then, whatever the rest of them are. And then I got the 6 grounds hooked up. I turned 3 of the wires into these. I needed to extend it. And I probably could have made that work. I'm kind of an idiot maybe for that, but I made it work, and it's on the head. And then I got the 12 volt connected to the coil pack harness. So one of the wires is getting 12 volts. Then this brown wire is the one that sends ground to the coil, and that goes to the head. And then the other one is the coil wire, which goes to these ones, which is in here, which I just cut that brick off and just wired straight to the wires right there. And now we're gonna see if it works, I guess. Cool. All right, guys. So I ended up getting this completely done. I soldered all the wires on there, all the Mosfets, all the things, and it works. I turned the car on and it runs good. I think it might run better than it did before. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go drive it. Just now I tested to see if earlier when I ran it, I tested to see if they were hot, and the board wasn't hot at all, and these were not hot at all. So, so that's good. But my friend said that I should, my friend that designed the board, he said that I should run the car for like an hour and like drive it around and see if it gets hot then and see what happens. So, because we need to find out if we need to put heat sinks under the Mosfets, because the Mosfets might get hot. So, yeah, but I cleaned up a lot of the wiring. I just like zip tied this stuff up just so it looked better and it wasn't just like a bunch of wires fraying everywhere. All right, so I went and drove the car, and it did really good. It didn't have any problems the whole time, and I felt the board after I drove it for a while, and the board felt fine. It wasn't even hot, so yeah. So I don't really think I need to worry about the heatsink problem. Maybe when it's in that case, it might build up heat inside that case and get everything really hot. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see when I get the case, and maybe I'll drive it and then pull the kit out of the case and see how it feels. Yeah, but I'm going to find something else to do. Okay, guys, so I got the, all right, I've been driving the car around with this. I drove it for a couple of days now, and it's been great. It's been really good. This thing works really well. So, and all the new stuff that I got showed up. So the new Mosfets, because those ones are now soldered onto this board, and they've been used twice. I've transferred these from the old board. So I got new ones because I don't want to reuse the old ones. So I got these. And then I have the resistors that go on the board. And these are, the ones that I have in that board are 1000 ohm. Because I don't think my friend knew what we were supposed to use. And then, but he found out you're supposed to use 330 ohm. All right, so I got all the little resistors soldered on. And then I bolted all these on. And I just have these little plastic screws, and then these came with the heat sinks, I believe. They're just metal screws that have these little like those plastic washers fit perfectly into the hole there at the top. So I used it as a washer, and then just a nylon nut on the back, and just tightened it a little bit, and now they're held in place. So now I can solder them on here on the back, and I'll try to record a little bit of it to show how it's going. All right, this is done. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited for this. With the connector attached. I tried to clean the backside with acetone and a toothbrush, and it just made it more dirty. So I don't know how you're supposed to clean these, and to be honest, I don't think it really matters. It's just going in the case. Nobody's gonna see it, so it should be fine. But cool, yeah. So now I get to put the wires in these connectors. And I just watched a video to refresh my memory on how to do these. So I'm gonna do these right now. These will be fun. These are cool. Yeah, the chute connectors are awesome. This is gonna be really nice. This is probably gonna be the nicest thing in my car. All right, so I got it all wired up and connected. This case, I clicked the case together, and then I was like, oh dang, I wanted to record that, but I tried to undo the case, and I can't undo it. And I actually broke the connector on this side. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it connected. So you'll just have to believe me that it clipped in there. Yeah, these cooked in really nice, and this thing is really nice, and it cleaned up my engine bay so much. When it used to be so, I'll probably flash a picture here of what it used to look like with all the wiring right here, and that was like not long ago. So it is so much better now. I can't believe this. I put this is the ground harness. I put this like, I don't even know what you call this stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. Whatever you put over wires to protect it. And hide it. So I put that over it, and I just zip tied it at both ends. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to heat shrink this. It might be like heat shrink. I don't know. I know that I heated it on the ends, and it started melting, and started like, it got rid of the frays, I guess, but it was melting, so I don't know. I didn't want to do it. Yeah, so now it's really clean. All the wires just run straight across here, over to the harness, over to their respective places. I just have this, it's just kind of floating right here. I'm probably going to zip tie all these together, and then probably try to zip tie this over here so that it stays away from the exhaust, because it could potentially do that maybe and go down there near the exhaust. So I'll try to find a spot to zip tie that. Yeah, but I'm ready to try to start the car, see if I messed anything up. So yeah, let me go connect the battery and start it up. All right, so I got the Megasquirt connected. It took forever. I had to restart the laptop and restart the program multiple times. But yeah, I'm ready to start it. So let's see if it starts up. Nice. Started up really good. Oh, it's dying. That's okay. It's always ran bad at startup when it's cold. We don't have it tuned very well for when it's cold. Yeah, it's 63 right now. 63 coolant temp. So yeah, that's just like that. But awesome. Cool. Let's go looking into it. Cool. Everything looks good. Let's feel the case. Case isn't hot, which it shouldn't be, because that board never even got hot. Like even after I was driving it for a while, I would feel the board and feel the Mosfets, and they were not hot. So yeah, so it should be good. Awesome. Well, I'm happy it worked. I'm happy I didn't mess anything up this time. Yeah. Last time when I first got that board set up, I didn't plug the map sensor in. There's like a vacuum hose that goes from the Megasquirt to under the intake, and I didn't connect it, and the engine wouldn't start. And I was like, oh my god, what did I break? And then yeah, so cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm probably gonna go take it for a drive and see how it drives.